All right, guys, today we got a 2015 Ford F-250 Super Duty with a 6.7 liter diesel. The Ford dealership says he needs a fuse box. The client says no, I just got a wire shorted. Let's get into it. Let me give you the backstory on this thing real quick. This is gonna be a little different video. We're not getting on the computer. We're not gonna show you a bunch of wiring diagrams. I got it all printed out. We're going old school right here. I'm out here in the parking lot. The temperature's dropping. The sun's going past the trees. I'm telling you right now, I'm fired up and ready to go. My wife's about to bring me a coffee shake. I'm fired up. Here we go. The client took it to the Ford place. He broke down at the Waffle House, which is right next to the Ford place. We don't like breaking down at the Waffle. I mean, if you're gonna break down anywhere, break down at the Waffle House, right? I mean, you got food. You're safe from hurricanes. You're good to go. All right, but the Ford place is right next door to it. He took it over there. They looked at it. He said he's had this problem happen three times. I want to say in the last since he's owned it, and he said that it was fixed. I guess a wiring issue was fixed at one point, but he took it into them. And they said, you need a fuse box. I don't know which fuse box they're talking about. We've got a battery junction box out here, and we have a body control module. This is the back fuse. There it is. And then this truck is really tall. And then we have the body control module that's inside the cab. Now, we've worked on this thing for a little while. Let me tell you what we found so far. I was almost on Team Ford right there because initially we couldn't get the body control module. We had no communication with a ton of stuff. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't seem like a shorted wire for just going to the starter, which is what the client thought. So we got in there, I started tracing it, and I'm like, this thing's gonna need a body control module, which I get, would be considered a fuse box in somebody's mind because it does have fuses in it. But we test, don't guess. We ran through all the inputs and all the outputs, and we were missing a key input, which was from a fuse that I could get into it here, but basically this thing was missing a fuse. I want to say it was, now it's been a little bit, I got it like that for me, this fuse. So it was missing that fuse. It was also missing the fuse that the client was concerned about. Once we put that fuse in it, the small fuse in it, boom, we had everything. We actually had everything. The truck started. We're like, okay, we don't want the truck to start because we want to find the problem, but I don't know where that fuse went. No clue, don't know. Hands touch things. I always say when a human being touches something, I'm not saying anybody's trying to do anything nefarious. We changed the dynamics of the situation. All right, got that taken care of, and we started the truck up. It ran. We're like, okay, now we're into an intermittent wire problem. That's a pain. Sherwood got in it last night. Was this? I think this was yesterday. Maybe this was the day before yesterday. Sherwood got in it at the end of the day, and I was gone. He started up. He said, "Hey, Dad, it popped the big fuse, so the 40 amp fuse. That is. I'll show you here. In this fuse box out here again. It was one of the ones that was missing, but that's this fuse right here. So we're going to kind of bring this up where you guys can see it. This is the wiring diagram for the starter. So this fuse right here was blown. You can see that it comes in. For some reason, it loops out of the this fuse box out here. So it could potentially need this fuse box. We're going to find out. Battery junction box comes back, goes through the starter relay, out and straight to the starter through one connector. This is important. I'm going to show you that connector. I have not touched it. I do not know what's wrong with this at this point. All I know is this wire is actively shorted, and I'm going to show you how I know that right now. All right, put that away. Bam. Love it. That connector, that C1045 that you just saw, I pulled up two diagrams on that, and for some reason it shows them a little different. We can see this one, it kind of shows it in this area. They both show in the same area, but this one had a much clearer picture of where it's at. I also pulled up the diagram, so it's right there, right by the battery. I also pulled up the diagram on what that connector looks like, so I knew what to look for, and I can see it over there. Pretty easy to get to. Tell you why we're getting there in just a second. All right. Now,
comment if you think that he actually needed a coffee.
Say that again?
No, you're good. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. All right. Here's what I got. I've got the fuse saver kit, right? Connected up. I've got it into, let me see that, Sherwood. Got it into the junction box right here. So this is where are we at right here? Right there is where the 40 amp fuse would go. And I have a little loop here, basically, going into this, right? And then that comes over. Go ahead, Sherwin, take over. And comes into this. So this is my fuse now. It comes into this and through this. This is a circuit breaker. Now, I don't have a 40 amp circuit breaker. I have a 30 amp circuit breaker in here. I don't have one with a 40. The highest it goes is 30. And that's okay though. We're fine. But remember, it goes through, where's it at? It goes through the, oh, I actually like doing that. Look at that. That actually takes the control side off of it too. Let's just do that. Look at that. That's perfect. All right. So don't care about the control side. We want just this side. This is the shorted wire. You see it goes through the relay after the fuse. Okay, so we got to activate the relay. Well, I don't want to sit there and have somebody in there trying to crank the truck over the whole time. So what I've done, come back in, is I've taken the relay and I've put in place, and I'll just pull that out so you guys can see it, this little guy. And you can see on it, I have a switch on off. So this basically is taking the place of the relay, and I'm just going to switch it on, and that's going to send power up through this down to the starter. I mean, theoretically, if everything's working properly, I should hit on this, and that starter should engage and try to turn the engine over. We don't want that to happen because we want it to be shorted. We want to find the problem. We don't want the man at Waffle House stuck down. We won't care if he goes to Waffle House. I just don't want him broke down at Waffle House. Now I got to get this back in there. All right, and we're in. All right, so now, watch this. You better do it again. I'm going to switch it on. I'm going to switch that relay bypass on, and we should, if it's doing what we did a second ago, I'm going to see this pop. Popped. Bam. And we hear the buzz. That's a really handy tool right there because now it's buzzed, and now it just reset. There it goes again. So, all right. So we know that wire is shorted right now. Okay. Not trying to spin the starter. It's not even trying to engage the starter. So people might say, well, it's 30 amps because it's not going to spin the starter. Now, we'd hear something. Maybe it might do something. It's not going to do anything. It's going to 30 amps. Come on. All right. Let's go over here and find that connector because that connector is going to help us, hopefully, again, hoping this will be straightforward. As straightforward as it can be. George, you might have to jump up on here with me. Share the step. Share the step. This is our connector. Now all I've done is, this is how far I've moved it. Boop, boop. That's all I've done to it, this thing so far. I've not touched it other than what you just saw me do. And this is the wire. It is the right color. What I'm going to do is disconnect this. I can see that it goes down this direction. And I actually didn't look at it too close. It goes down this direction into this harness down that way. I don't know exactly where it goes. Maybe to the starter. Okay, great. And then comes in from here, and you can see it's got a lot of add-on, lovely little add-on stuff. That's okay. I don't think it has anything to do with this, but it goes into the harness right here. And I don't want to move it around too much. What I'm going to do is disconnect this. And people are going to go, why are you disconnecting it? Well, we're about to basically break this circuit in half. Let's see if it'll do it. All right, cool. We'll look at it just to be sure. All right, good, nice and clean. All right, now let's go back over to the other side.
Oh yeah, you will need the step. I was waiting for you to walk.
I'm like hitting him on the leg, like get off the step.
I'm like, why is he not going?
All right. What have I done now? Back to our little diagram. Now I've disconnected that. That means this looks super easy here, but from the relay to here is still connected to that fuse. If it is shorted from here or anything in the fuse box, like Ford said, if it's anything in here, it's still going to pop the breaker. If it is, boy, that wind's cold. Anywhere from here down, all right, now it's not going to pop the breaker. We've taken that out of it. That's not part of the circuit anymore. So now let's go ahead. We really want it to pop the breaker, or not to pop the breaker now because we want it to be down towards the starter. That's a lot more stuff to deal with if it's on that side, I think. Here we go. Thought makes me sad. All right, well, hey, if we can't make it do what we want it to do, it's no longer, oh, that's what we want.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Okay, I'm okay. Whew.
He doesn't need coffee.
The cold is getting to me. All right, that is doing what we want it to do. There we go. All right, sweet. I got to reset some stuff up. I'm going to reset. I'm going to take this setup. So watch this. I'm going to take this. Now, I'm going to disconnect it. And we're going to go over there. Now, I got to get some power to this because obviously we're not going to be at the fuse anymore. So let me get that set up. That's going to take me 4 minutes. Okay. Here we go. All right, I've got my terminals that I need out of my AESWave kit. I've got everything on this side. I've got 2 batteries in this truck. I'm using this battery. I've got my alligator clip ready to go on power. We're good here. All right, I'm going to connect. This is going to go to my battery. I'm going to go ahead and hook it up. Safe. Go to my battery here. All right, I've got power now coming into here, going into this circuit breaker. All right. Then I take the terminals. Again, if you don't have the AESWave terminal kit, jump on there and get it, guys. I don't care how you buy it. If your Vision, get it there, whatever. It will change your life. I'm plugging it into there. Now, I'm going to take that. Where's my other end here? Oh no, I need a different one of those. I got to make one change. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay. Wow. Had to have male to male. All right, so I'm going to go right here. All this is a jumper. It just allows me to put these 2 together, and they're just going to make a circuit there. Now we're taking that. Okay. And we're going here. And theoretically, this thing should pop. That's...
That was an aggressive...
I'm like, wow, that was an aggressive pop there. That was alligator clip coming off the starter. All right. If I'm on the correct side, I may be on the wrong side. This may go over there. Because that's bringing power. Okay.
You want to show them what you're looking at? They might not be able to see everything.
Well, right now, I'm into this connector. I thought this went down to the starter. It might be that this side goes down to the starter. I don't know. I shouldn't have taken that other terminal I just had back in. All right. And I'm running all that through here, right? But now it's not popping it. So I might be sending everything back that way. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Just real quick, watch this. See if it'll pop it. Or the starter spins over. Oh, there it is. Bam! That side goes down to the starter. Okay. Go back and get me the other one. I need the female one. I need it. So now, put that there. This here. That's popped. It'll probably pop it again. Pops it again. So we have a dead short. We're going to... I just followed it. It doesn't go very far right here. It's like right here, and it just goes down that way. So let's see if we can see something under here. Though. Here's the good part about having a big old lift in the truck. Sometimes you can get to things easier when you don't have to have a step to get up into the thing. Right. It comes down. I'm not going to move anything too much. I might need to take this out of the way. Get a good view. I want to say it comes down into this. And I don't want to move that. So that right there, that red part right there that the laser's on right now, that's the wire right there. I see it going right there. That harness, it runs across that frame, that subframe right there, and it comes out. Okay, let's get up onto this side. All right. All right. It is in this harness right here. You guys see that? That harness, what runs up that direction. Not this little one, the big one. So now we need to figure out how are we going to attack this. Because it goes through this harness right here. I mean, and if we have any spot at all where it's questionable as far as what I can see with my own eyes right this second, this spot right here, because we got brackets right there. I want to take this fender liner out. That is not that difficult. Let me do that. And then that way we're gonna get a good view. It's cold, but I want some of my shake. That's good stuff right there.
I was thinking that was going to be about to be a movie quote. But...
Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. That's a quote, though. Dude, what are you doing? Are you seriously doing this? Are you doing this on purpose?
No, you have right there. I have right here.
Brah. I need to be in here. Let's wiggle this. See if we can't get it to not pop.
Oh, you took the sound off of it?
Yeah. Oh, there it went. Okay, hold on. So we just fixed whatever it was. But now it's popping again. All right, so we're close right here. We're close right here. All right. Hang on. How hard is it going to be for me to disconnect the starter? I disconnect both batteries to do that. All right, well, here's the thing. It's somewhere right here. The problem is somewhere right here. It's popping. It might be popping now because of this. Now it might be that it needs more amperage. Nope. Nope. Look, watch. Oop. All right, so it's still shorted. It's got to be somewhere. If I'm going to bet on something, it would be right in here.
It's not the fuse box.
Well, it's not the fuse box for sure.
I know, I'm just...
That is squished right there. I mean, it's like the whole harness is squished.
Use the camera, dude.
Oh, okay. I'm not Eric. Let me try this again. Yeah, okay. Try it one more time. Yeah. So it is trying it now. So now is it the... Still don't think it's the... Okay, whoa. Okay. Well, hang on. It's popping. So now we know that 30 amps will spin it. Look at that. It's right there. All right. This part of the video is done. Because now we got to go in here and find the shorted wire because it's right there. I mean, hang on, let's see. Where does that go? Actually, I think that bracket is just... It's kind of a funky way. Look at the way the bracket goes.
Yeah.
You see the way it's kind of like around it and squished?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's just not squishing it and has pierced it into there or something. We need to get that bracket off, and then we actually will. I mean, I don't like the way that's designed anyway. This whole harness right here is squished like egg-shaped. I mean, that's squished a lot too. I bet you it's right here. I'm not putting money on it.
Bracket off and then open it up.
We're gonna have to get it off that bracket and then slice it open, find that wire, and just fix it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do it.
I ain't got much time. Sun is going down.
I got you. All right. Now we are at least a little free of it. I'm just trying to think of what it's going to take.
A little bit of context. It's Thursday afternoon, which is our Friday, and the sun is.
It is 5:11. Sun's going down. Hey, I need to slice it down this side back here. That's going to be real super fun to do.
Yeah.
I'll be able to see coming in. Just get the tape part of it off and then. Well. Okay. We'll go this way. I think that's our wire we're looking for right there. Nope, maybe not. I think it's that one under there. All right, let's. All right. We're getting closer. Brown and green. We're on this side. Oh, hang on. Watch this. Now we take this and go pow. We're just down to that part right there. It's just that simple, guys. It's somewhere right there. Brown and green. All right, brown and green. Get my light here. You seen a brown and green in there? Please tell me there's a brown and green in there otherwise. There it is. It's that one right there, that big one. All right, now we gotta find. Okay.
They saw it. It's on the back side.
Yeah, it's on the back. I mean, I can't see it. Come on this side, you can see it. I just pulled it out where you can see it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Sadly, it's not like right there. I mean, that's what I was hoping, but you know.
Not right there.
All right, well, okay. We're gonna keep going. We know it's in this area.
You can go down or up?
That's a good question. I'm gonna bet on that way. We had a fan come by, and now 5:31. I have been trying to get there, and it's just been tough. I'm gonna hit this button one more time here just to see. Nope. That's good. Okay, don't do that. All right. Well.
Let me show them how much we've got now, too.
Yeah, I'm up to here and all the way down into that. We can see down in there. But now we see that it's not doing it right this minute. So something is changed here. But I don't see, I mean, what we're going to see is something open. We're going to see a piece of wire that's open right here that's chafed against something else. So I've got to keep going down and keep opening this up. I'm probably going to go down that way. I really, really, really thought it was going to be right here, but clearly. And we're going to have to get a booster on this thing. What we may end up having to do is what I talked about. Take the starter loose so that we can not have the starter sitting there spinning over. The wire will still be shorted wherever it is, and watch this pop. And that way we're not sitting there draining the battery trying to spin the truck over. But we're gonna find it. We've got it narrowed down. We just got to find it. We got to keep opening it up. This is part of the process. Now we're kind of open heart surgery. We're cutting in there trying to find it. All right, we're done. We're done. The reason I hate running an overlay is because you don't know what wire that thing is shorted to. If it's shorted to another wire, that could create an issue. I mean, in the short term, yeah, it's going to get fixed the problem that we have, but...
I kept filming because I flew. Sniffling. Tell them you weren't crying.
I am crying.
I have a mic on.
What did they? Wait a minute. What did they say? In that, what was that movie? Oh, there's no crying in baseball. What was the one with the Cowboys and the
Little Giants.
Little Giants? The Cowboys and the Giants. That was a good movie.
Just watched that with the kids recently.
Was it? What does he say? He said, somebody's holding a pound of nut butter. Is that what he says? Something like that. Don't mess with mom.
Take your hat off.
Don't mess with my mama.
I'm gonna take your hat off. And then
The
kids were dying. In that
oh gosh.
There's a mom. Mom in the locker room.
I'm about to watch that myself. All right, Sherwood, start taking all that stuff in for me. Well, we thought we had a slam dunk. There are just times when you're like, man, I got this thing, and gonna open that little harness up and gonna show you guys the shorted wire and gonna fix it. We're gonna be good. And that's when reality just goes, nope, not gonna do that. We got it all opened up. Not the whole thing. We've got it all the way from here. You can see my fingers on the end of it right there where we got, yep, right back there. So pretty good ways back, all the way out. I've pulled it outside the fender, you'll see why. All the way up, all the way to here. So basically we opened it up all the way down. I've pulled the wire out. There's nothing wrong with that wire from that point where my finger is to this point here. I mean, technically I did bet money because I bet my time on it, but I would have thought it was right here, and it just wasn't. Just, there's no issue here. we still know there's a problem between this connector, which was here, right, and that starter. And one thing I've never seen before, I've never seen the solenoid of the starter short and cause this kind of problem, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. So I've kind of rigged this up now, and before everybody says, well, why don't you do the rest of the wire down towards the starter, that's going to be extremely difficult, like crazily difficult. It runs next to the engine block, so it's obviously a good candidate, but I mean, I was bumping it up here. I don't understand it. We went back and watched the video. It's like, because now the weekend's gone by. Am I remembering this or what? But no, I have no explanation other than we've just got to find the problem at this point. The short has gone away. So since we pulled this wire out, it will not short again. And I know we're going, well, you found the problem, but we didn't find the problem. We would have seen the problem. It just has not done it like the client said. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't do it. I want to rule out the starter. So what we're going to do now is, here's what I've got set up. You see I got a lot of stuff going on. I have this wire, this circuit. This is what I call the exciter wire going to the starter solenoid, this small wire going to the solenoid. I've got it disconnected off the solenoid. You're not going to be able to see it. It's tucked back in here. But I've got it disconnected from the solenoid, and my finger's actually touching it right now back here, right? I've got this Noid light, or not Noid light, but this kind of looks like a Noid light. I've got this load light, very light load, doesn't matter, connected to that circuit. So this is no longer connected to the starter itself. It is just connected up through this breaker, and just so it has some fuse protection, it's connected up through this breaker, going down and then lighting that little load light. And this is a, what do I got here, 10 amp. If it shorts, if this engine runs and for some reason the wire is the problem and something gets hot and expand, whatever, and it shorts, this will pop and we'll know it. Because that's the only thing it's hooked to. I've isolated that circuit all the way to right here, and I've just got it grounded on the frame over here. All right, that's that part of it. The other part of it is right here. This is this wire. I've just made a wire, and I've connected it to the little small terminal on the solenoid, the exciter terminal on the solenoid, switch terminal, whatever you want to call it. Now I've got that coming up here to this wire. That's this, whoops, that's the same. That's basically, that one and that one are the same wire, same, okay. I have power, again, coming through the circuit breaker that we had, got it coming to this point right here. So if I touch these, the starter is gonna crank. Okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just crank the engine. We're gonna let it start up, we're gonna let it run, let it get hot, do a nice hot soak, and then we're going to shut it off. By hot soak, I mean we're going to let it run and get hot, then we're going to shut it off for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to come back and we're going to see if we can crank it, if we something shorted, if the problem rears its head again. We're happy at that point. If it's the starter, okay, I'll tape this back up, we'll put a starter on it. If it's not the starter and it's that wire, well then we got to go deeper and open up that going down towards the starter. So let's get it running, and then we will come back when we, hopefully it's shorted. Always a little buggers. Let it run for a bit. This has been a monster, but this is a perfect example of why you just have to trust what you're doing, work your way down to the problem, and then, in this case, start opening things up. We knew where we had the problem. We knew the section that it was in, and we were narrowing it down further and further, and we've got it down now to, I pulled this section down here out, I started going towards the starter back here, and what I found was little tiny spot right there. That little tiny spot is the problem. It was chafing up against something. You can see it clearly was chafing up against something metal right there. You can see I cut it.
You can't point there.
Oh, sorry.
We won't be able to see.
All right, sorry. Well, you can clearly see how it was kind of, it's angled that way and chafed right there. There's a little spot right above it where you can see that it's rubbed and it's a little bit of, got a little bit of the insulation rubbed off, but not anything. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and correct it. We're gonna. I know a lot of people say, oh, you can probably just put a little bit of self-amalgamating tape on this or something, but I feel like it might have gotten into the wire just a little bit. And no sense, I'm here, and this is a heck of a lot of work to get to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this and splice it, get all this out of it, and then retape it back up into this harness. Once I get that repaired, we're going to get it back up in the harness, retape that harness. It's going to take me a bit to do that. This is going to take some work to get everything back taped up and secured back together again. But we 100% have found this problem. And had we not, taken this thing in sections all the way down, we were able to get half of it gone with taking that connector apart. Thank goodness for that connector. Once we knew what was down here, and thank goodness it kept doing it at least for a while, and it makes total sense why it went away. And once we moved this out of the way, and it made total sense, because look how small of a nick that is.
Yeah. That's
not much at all. I mean, all we had to do was move that harness a little bit, and it's fixed. But my concern, and I know now that we know this, what's wrong with it, yes, it is entirely possible we could have ran an overlay wire and it would have been perfectly fine. But my concern would always have been a question in my mind, is that wire shorted to another wire, and it's just going to keep doing that until potentially a bigger issue happens. I like to get in the harness and just see is anything else damaged around where the obvious problem is that's causing our issue today, so we don't have another issue later. I hope that makes sense. So this
reversed the curse. The curse has been reversed with the Nissan. Now we've got this one.
That's
so
two.
The week of no cars messing up, so now we need that Jeep to mess up.
We need a Jeep to mess up, and then we had another one. I can't remember what the other one was. Anyway.
I don't know.
So we'll get them figured out. But we reversed the curse. We're working forward towards getting these things. I told you guys we're going to see these videos. So here's one. This has taken a bit. This has not been an easy one. All right, guys, this one was fun. It was frustrating. It was backbreaking. Still got a little more backbreaking work to go, but I'm so glad that we were able to find that little tiny spot and show you how important it is to narrow things down when it comes to shorts and how to do that. If you like that, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. I need it on this one, guys. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We're getting close to 500,000. Once we do, massive giveaway. I mean, it's going to be crazy. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know when we drop a video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget the hype thing. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one.